afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be with you today. My name is Madjiguene, Head of Data and Digital Analytics at Mazars, and I'm with my colleague.
I'm Fiyinfolu Okedere, a Senior Manager with Mazars in Nigeria.
Before diving into the main content, is it working? Before diving into the main content, I would like to provide you an overview of the parts that we'll be covering today. First of all, an introduction to digital transformation, what it means in clear and simple words. Then we will talk about the innovative technologies that are driving the energy sector in Africa, the core areas where we can integrate them. Then we will talk about the benefits as well as the challenges that we are facing. And we will walk you through some use cases that we have chosen for you before concluding with the future, the outlook for Africa. So let's move with the topic number one. What's digital transformation, Fiyin?
Thank you, Madj. Digital transformation is actually when an organization uses innovative technology and emerging technologies to either ensure that their processes get better. When this is done on their processes, it ensures that they save more costs, processes are easier, and all stakeholders get value in the energy value chain. Research has shown that practically every organization, at least 70% of all organizations, have a digital transformation strategy documented, and those that do not have are currently documenting one as we speak. Further research has also shown that over $10 billion would have been invested in the energy value chain on or before 2030, and that is strictly for digital transformation. My question to you as we start is this: is your organization truly ready and positioned for that digital transformation? And how can your organization help in achieving the core value of this program, which is actually reducing energy poverty by 2030?
The good news are we have great and powerful innovative technology driving the energy sector in Africa. The first one is Oil and Gas Insight, an in-house digital tool built by Mazars teams to help governments, investors, operators to enhance their decision-making process to the different challenges, better projection revenue, be able to have levers on local content, but also be able to benchmark with similar environments. The next one is Dangote. Dangote refinery is smart and marks Nigeria's entry into the Industry 4.0. They are leveraging emerging technology such as AI, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, cloud computing, and machine learning to have a broad visibility of the value chain, but also to be able to provide actionable insights. Today, thanks to that bet on technology, they are able to drive efficiency at least 40 times more over non-smart factories, but also to save production costs by 55%. The next one, Morocco. Today, Morocco wants to be with solar energy what Saudi Arabia is with the oil. They are a global frontrunner in terms of solar energy, leveraging thermal technology named by CSP has concentrate solar plant. Owing to that CSP that's operate through technology, they are able to store energy even longer, but also to be able to produce electricity 7 hours after the sun goes down. The next one, you might heard about SCADA, as many African regions are using SCADA for different use cases. The first one in Nigeria, SCADA has supervisory control and data acquisition. In Nigeria, they are using it for the energy distribution. They are leveraging SCADA to better manage energy transmission, but also energy distribution to optimize the dispatch, but also ensuring that energy is distributed to the farthest corners of Africa. Actually, one of the biggest challenges in Nigeria is the oil and pipeline leaks. 17% of the oil in Nigeria is lost through pipeline vandalization. Today, thanks to SCADA, they are able to monitor, to reduce, but also to prevent that pipeline vandalization. The last one, as we are in South Africa, is the South Africa Smart Grid Initiative. It's a technology-enabled initiative, an intelligence one, that will enable South Africa to utilize renewable energy as a generation source, to be able to use renewable energy to be sustainable for future generations. Sustainable from both economic but also environmental perspective. But now the question is, in which core areas can we integrate them?
Thank you, Madj. We are here to discuss 3 core areas of digital integration. The first is SCADA, and SCADA houses all your energy assets, from your digital transformer to your injection substation, as well as your smart meter. All are actually housed in the SCADA, and it's monitored 24/7, on time, real time, ensuring that whenever there's a fault, its messages are sent back to the operators, and they can quickly resolve it, ensuring that the time for the blackout or energy blackout is shortened to the barest minimum. Therefore, you can give customers that fantastic experience of having their lights 24/7, and you can then personalize specific tariffs for those customers, and they are happy. Another one is the Industry 4.0, which actually utilizes Internet of Things to ensure that there are smart factories where it's powered by artificial intelligence, AI, and other mechanics. We also have oil and gas insights, and it's a Mazars specialized product. And what does it do? It uses AI to gather data insights so that you as an organization can look at your data from an insight, hindsight, and also foresight. So from that data, you can look into the future and ask yourself, what are the best decisions that I can make? That is what oil and gas insights that is proprietary to Mazars can help you to do. Madj, what are the benefits of digital transformation?
Here we have 8 benefits of digital transformation that we cannot afford to lose that one. The first one in data-driven insight, just being able to collect all that volume of data and analyze them to provide actionable insight that we can use to enhance the decision-making process. The next one is all about security and operational efficiency. We want to be able to streamline and to automate processes that are dangerous to human intervention. For instance, in the drilling phase in the oil and gas industry, today, we can automate through technology those processes to reduce human intervention in some extremely dangerous areas. The next one is about cost savings. To be profitable in an activity, we want to reduce costs and to increase revenue. To be able to do that, we want to eliminate inefficient operation, and to use that money saved to invest in the renewables, invest by integrating intelligent energy storage solution as it has been done by Morocco. Last but not the least, sustainability and environment. In this new area of energy transition, as we heard earlier this morning, it's about 2 aspects. Compliance. Compliance has data insights, guides stakeholders in ethical decision-making, but also environment has in low energy, we want to be able to reduce carbon footprint with optimized operation. But naturally, when we talk about benefits, we also talk about challenges.
Yeah, and we have identified, out of the several challenges that digital transformation can pose to you as an organization, we've identified 7. And the first one is technological adaptability. What we advise, based on our experience as subject matter experts in implementing digital technologies, is that you have to employ phased implementation. And the second is cybersecurity threats. We all know that cyber attack has been on the prevalent. And the real question is, using this digital technology, it's prone to a lot of cyber attacks. For example, is it ransomware attack, business email compromise? You could even have insider threats, or the general one that we know as ransomware attacks. The real question is this: when these attacks happen to your digital environment, it will definitely cost you a lot of business downtime. Do you want that to happen to your organization? Definitely not. And we are looking at different ways in which you can also resolve these cyber security issues. The very first one, since this is October and it's also the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, the question is, for your staff, whether technical or front-facing, do they have that periodic cybersecurity awareness training? Do they know the essence of sharing passwords, or do they know how to identify phishing mails when they see any? When you have that consistent periodic cybersecurity training or awareness, it helps them to be able to stop any threat from happening. Another challenge I want to talk about is skill gap. We realize that a lot of organizations these days, they go getting subject matter experts, and they leave the people in-house with lack of training. So we always want to encourage there should be consistent training for the in-house staff to ensure that there is adequate knowledge transfer. Then another one, regulatory hurdles. When most of us hear regulators, we have this panic attack. Oh, what is the regulatory requirement? What are they requesting from us? What I want to tell you, when you're implementing your digital transformation, whatever strategy you want to implement, carry your regulator along and obtain the requirements that they may need. And then, Madge, what are one of the major examples that can help us solve all these challenges as we have done in Mazars?
In the oil and gas industry, there is an agreement that binds the government and the operator that we call the PSC. PSC has production sharing contract. Today, in that PSC, we have some policies that we have to respect. We have some indicators that we have to follow. And the operator has the obligation to provide a large volume of data. Before Oil and Gas Insight, there were no monitoring tool in that industry, and that's how Mazars, with the team, with the expertise in oil and gas industry and digital transformation, produced like Oil and Gas Insight, a digital tool, an in-house one that helped in the revenue projection, being able to forecast the revenue in terms of profit oil, cost to oil, either it's for the government, but also for the operator. The next benefit is a lever for action on local content, which is a great topic currently in Africa. They want to be able that the oil and gas industry benefit like the economy. The next one, benchmarking. Owing to Mazars database with an history of 20 years of data, we are able to benchmark. We are able to benchmark with similar environment for either it's in terms of production, in terms of safety, or in terms of revenue. Let's take an example of a Western government where we have implemented this tool, and let's talk about local content. Today, 25 of African nations, they have local content policies where they want to boost sectors as oil and gas industry, mining, and they want, because those countries want to keep their wealth in their borders, yet the reality is quite different. In that Western government, the local content is about 3 alarming indicators. In high potential activities, there is a very little representation of the local. 69 of the subcontractors' costs are held by the foreign countries. We have 75% in the staff in terms of local, compared to 25% in terms of expatriate. Yet, 85% of the payroll was made up of expatriate. And the last one, we only have expatriate in the top management, which entails to $8,000 has an average salary for expatriate compared to $600 for a local. Today, owing to Oil and Gas Insight, that government has been able to challenge the operator. They have been able to renegotiate the contract. They have been able to create consortium with foreign companies, but also locals when there is a lack of expertise in a specific field. That's what we are doing at Mazars, helping our clients with digitalization. The great news are we have another one, which is as powerful.
All right. For any organization within the energy transmission or distribution landscape, one of their major challenges is reduction in ATC and C losses, aggregate technical, commercial, and technical losses. And SCADA Having warehoused all your energy assets within Okedere, and you are able to monitor all your assets, whether it's injection substation, distribution transformer, your smart grid, and your smart meters, all warehoused on Okedere. You can monitor whether there is a fault at any location, and that will help you to reduce the number of losses that you can have in your environment. Another one is enhanced safety. With Okedere, you can identify the root cause of any faults. You can also easily carry out what we know as predictive maintenances. You know, you have, for each of your assets, you have actually faced the time when you will carry out maintenance to avoid any spark or any form of loss. Then efficient network operations. You can monitor and also send appropriate signals to any of your operators and also make informed decisions. Okedere also warehouses enough data of the various customers that you have. With that, you can actually give personalized experiences to your customers, put them on specialized tariff that will suit their level of consumption of energy. And I'm asking you, Marge, looking at this different digital transformation, how is it important for us in Africa? Let's bring that home.
Between 2019 and 2020, the number of oil and gas contracts in Africa decreased by 28%. And it was particularly due to the fact that, in terms of technology, we weren't ready to face the COVID-19. So despite the positive statistic, for many African regions, this technology advancement is still difficult, thus hindering our growth potential. But the good news are, Africa's unique presence with abundant sources, coupled with technology, can lead to profound impact. And the next one is that we are talking about energy poverty, the need for decentralization energy solution in remote parts of Africa can benefit immensely from digitization, particularly when we talk about smart grid solution. But if you want to do that, we need to focus on people. We need to focus on education. We need to bridge the skill deficiency gap and invest in education, in science, and in innovation. And as I move forward, and as I want to conclude, I strongly believe that facing energy poverty, wanting to make energy poverty history by 2030 requires a multifaceted approach where technology plays a crucial role. As I also believe that reaching those sustainable development goals in Africa will depend only and only on how innovative and inclusive we are in Africa. Thank you.
Now, as we open up for questions, the real thing I want to ask you, just as I asked initially when we started the presentation, is this. Is your organization truly ready to implement or to adopt digital transformation and innovative technology to drive your business? And the truth is, for you to implement this digital transformation, Mazars remains your smart choice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Really, really do appreciate it. Can we give another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Fiyinfolu, Okedere, as well as Ndeye, who presented this afternoon. Do we have any questions? Can we get a microphone around the room as we get some hands going up? Any questions? So it's a very detailed presentation on digital transformation and the alleviation of energy poverty, so I do think there must be some questions at least. There's a hand there and a hand over here. Okay, we can start over here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to participate to this session because my knowledge about this IT on transformation, digital transformation on oil and gas sector has increased. But I want please to tell us some of results that Mazars made across Africa when you have made it this, in this sector, this digital transformation. Thank you.
All right. I'll let Madj take that.
I can go into detail. For example, for one of our African government, they weren't able to monitor everything regarding safety and environment. They weren't able to monitor the frequency of accident, the typology of accident, even if it was fire, it was like road traffic accident, and they were able to take some decision to improve like the safety on the people on the fields. Okay, one of the benefits also is about local content, as I mentioned before. Like they have been able to create they have been able to monitor where we have like a lack of expertise, either it's in catering, it's in aviation in the country, and then like create consortium with foreign companies and locals one, so that like they keep their wealth in their borders.
Yeah. We had a hand over there, our final question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazars, for this presentation. Me, I'm Mr. Maman from Niger Republic, Sonide, Exploration and Production Manager. About the presentation you have made, I really appreciate it. I want to ask if in my country we have one of the longest pipeline that is actually constructed or almost finished, because it's long about 1,950 kilometers from Niger to Benin, Seme. I think we are going to start even producing, sending crude oil on the 1st of November. Do you think this kind of technology is suitable in managing such kind of infrastructure, transport infrastructure? That is the question. Thank you.
Do you want to go ahead?
Okay, let me take that. Thank you very much, Mr. Mama. For what you have described, the oil transportation that you've just described, I would say first, I need to give kudos to your organization for that long-distance oil transportation. One thing we will actually advise that you can easily pick the Mazars Oil and Gas Insights tool to actually implement it in your organization. And it is important you put this in place. Why? It can help you to track all activities that are ongoing online real time. And you can actually be able to identify where there are challenges and nip it in the bud as fast as possible. We can have another session immediately after this to also discuss in details, because having an understanding of your infrastructure is very, very important before we take a deeper dive into knowing how fast the implementation we are going to carry out for your organization. Thank you very much.
I just have like one additional remark, like a quick added value that I see with what you described, is just being able to monitor what you have inside is what you have outside, like in terms of transformation. The number of barrels that we have in the pipeline is the one that we have instead of out the pipeline. That would be like a quick added value for your activity.
Yeah, I'm going to take one last question as we close off the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Team Mazars, for such a wonderful presentation. It is my sincere request that if you can, just practically walk us through how this tool can be of benefit for an SOE that is engaged in a production sharing agreement upstream and or midstream, so that we can internalize how this can practically be of benefit to some of our clients locally. Just in like 2 minutes or so, 1 minute.
The added value of this tool is that it's adaptable. It's all about like just being able to scope the needs of our clients, being around the table. What do you need to monitor for your activity to enhance like decision-making process? So for any activity in the oil and gas industry, as soon as we understand like the needs for the company, we are able to collect the data. We have the expertise at Mazars, we have the technical skills at Mazars to be able to analyze those data and be proactive in terms of right indicators to help them.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Can we give once again a big round of applause to Fiyinfolu, Okedere, as well as Ndeye, Madjiguene for their presentation. Yeah, and that brings us to the end of the day here in the Westin East Room. My name is Oliver Dixon. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. See you guys all back here in any of the other venues tomorrow. Have a good night. Cape Town's nightlife is fantastic. Enjoy yourself.